I can already tell this is going to be one of those controversial videos for some people because we're going to talk about Bitcoin for a minute today. Let me just quickly say one thing here on Bitcoin. I'm not here to advocate any sort of hectic trading in Bitcoin or that you even have to be involved in it. I just want to show you guys something here today. For all I know, Bitcoin can drop 40, 50, 60% before ultimately it goes higher. I don't know. I don't think anyone necessarily has to allocate a lot of money to it, although it's an interesting technology behind it. So let me just quickly be clear on that. What I want to show you guys today is how I use one of my most sought after indicators for stocks, currencies, commodities, and Bitcoin as well. It actually works unbelievably well in Bitcoin. Let me show you guys how that works. And my hope is that you can use a tool like this to make sure you don't buy Bitcoin after it just rallied 30, 40, 50% in a straight line so you can better time your entries. Let me show you.
Looking at the price of Bitcoin over the past few months, and they've obviously been very volatile. A lot of that is the uncertainty around it, lack of volatility, and it's probably going to continue that way for some time. And that's exactly why, to me, it's important to make sure I have some tool or some way of making sure I'm not buying at the exact worst spot and selling at the exact worst spot. In fact, a few weeks ago, a friend of mine who manages a lot of money came to me and said, Serge, I have this client who's been trying to buy and go in and out of Bitcoin a little bit, not day trading, but trying to just build up a position and actively managing it a little bit. And he's had the absolute worst possible timing you could imagine. So I sat down with him, went to his office, met with his client as well, and I showed him how I use my TSD vertical exposure indicator to time my entries a little bit. And it's been unbelievably amazing how well it works. So let me show you guys what we do. You can obviously go to Coinbase.com and follow the price of Bitcoin there. You can see it just changed a little bit. But what I like to do is I like to use a tracker to track the price of Bitcoin so I can use my indicators. So I go to my platform here. In this case, I'm using Thinkorswim. I pull up the ticker called GBTC, which is Bitcoin Investment Trust. It's a publicly traded security you can pull up. What I've got is these blue arrows. So the blue arrows represent my TSD vertical exposure indicator. And every time the blue arrows appear, what it's telling us is that most likely the asset is not going to continue higher at the very moment. You need to wait for it to correct and then give us a next bullish reversal. So let's just look at a couple of these. Look at, for example, this one here, the first one. You can see once the blue arrow printed, Bitcoin corrected here, in this case, about 30, 40%. How about this one here? Same thing. Blue arrow prints, Bitcoin corrects about 30%. Happen again here. Once the blue arrows stopped printing, the key is they have to stop printing. You can see in this case, we dropped about 55%. And right now, actually, as I'm recording this here in early December 2017, you can see we've got these blue arrows and they just stopped printing. Now, it doesn't mean this going has to fall apart, but what you want to wait now is for some sort of retracement or at least consolidation phase. This is just a much better way than chasing this thing into oblivion. I can tell you a lot of people bought Bitcoin, just even institutional investors that have clients that wanted to allocate money, like private bankers. I got a lot of phone calls from guys just a few days ago here when it started getting overbought. And it doesn't mean it can't continue to be overbought for some time, but particularly when the blue arrows stop printing, which they just did yesterday, November 30th, 2017, then the likelihood is high that it's going to have to consolidate for some time until you get a better chance to buy. So in this case, now what I'm waiting for is either, a pullback or then some sort of a bullish reversal or a breakout until we can actually buy it again. So this is the way we time it. Again, this works in any asset classes. It'll work in stocks, commodities, currencies. Look at, for example, something like Boeing here. We had a beautiful opportunities here just a couple months ago where we got these blue arrows. Once they stopped printing, we said, listen, the stock, you don't have to chase it right now. Wait for a breakout. A couple months later, we had a breakout, or something like Amgen here. Same story, right? Blue arrow, stock started to top out and ended up dropping quite dramatically. We're waiting for a stabilization period now, or something like Intel, for example. Same story. Stock got very overbought, so it would have been the worst possible spot to buy it. Wait for consolidation, and it's going to work as well in Bitcoin, like I just showed you. So I hope that makes sense, guys. If you guys want to purchase this or use it in any way, you can leave a comment down below, and we can show you how you can get the TSD vertical exposure indicator.